All right, man. Here we are, man. This is Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast, man. I am Coach Bay. I want to thank everybody, man, that's in the building today, that's in the house, man. I see everybody on cam. Uh, Always so much to talk about, man. We talked the other day about the state of black health and inactivity in the community. We talked about what actually would happen if we were to become active in the community as far as uh, the preventable diseases, things of that nature. So we're back again. We're back this week, man. We are a health, uh, politics, news, and the tea. Uh, First and foremost, for me, man, everything is about health. As most of you know, I'm a personal trainer, a nutritionist, exercise recovery specialist, life coach, as well as a supplement specialist, and certified by the International Sports Association, uh, as well as uh, just, man, an individual who has been through life, man, who has been there, who's done that, man. Full disclosure, I wasn't always obviously a life coach, man, or any of those things. Uh, Once upon a time, man, I was taking another path, and that path led me in a penitentiary, amongst other things, man. Uh, you know, a gang member, drug user, man, things of that nature. That's just full disclosure, man. Another thing, as far as full disclosure, is I'm not 100% Donald Trump hater. A lot of times you deal with people, man, that it don't matter what the man do. It's he's a bad person. Uh, I don't really go on that track, man. I do hate everything, just about everything he says, man, and the way he's doing, the way he's conducting his business. As far as the American people are concerned, all the scandals, man, the lies, the deceit, all that disregard for the well being of the American people. That's where I stand with it, man. Full disclosure, I'm a registered Republican. My beautiful wife is a registered Democrat. So we have the opportunity, man, to go back and forth inside a strong home, uh, and really talk about some of these issues. And that's what brought me here today. That's what brings me on every podcast, man, is the issues that we face in society today, man. I don't feel that I would be a man. Uh, I don't feel that the king should be in front of King Queen Fitness if I'm not man enough, man, to come and teach my people, man, when I see them in a state of disarray. So I call on every man. I call on every man who call himself a man. I call on every man who call himself a king. And I'm not talking about necessarily the black nation. I'm talking about every nation, man. Stand up and be a king for your community. Especially the black nation, man. I speak to the black nation, obviously. I am black myself, man, and we talk about a nation, man, that is in trouble. So I definitely speak to my nation first, man. No hate, no racism, man. Much respect for the white nation, man, the Hispanic nation. Uh, if you tuned in last episode, man, some people say on our first episode I was kind of rough. I want to apologize to those people, man, if you thought I was kind of rough. A crazy thing about me, man, my friend list, man, I've got all type of different people, man, from Aryan Brotherhood, man, to Black Panthers, man. So I have full range of understanding, man. I believe, man, just in respect. Uh, we talked about some issues on the last episode, the Carmelo Anthony thing, man. Shout out to Austin Metcalf, man. Shout out to the Carmelo Anthony family. Real sad situation, man. Went on down there in Texas. The appeal is in. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about that, man, uh when it comes to fruition. Right now, man, we gonna kick this off automatically, man, with something about uh health, man. That's what this is primarily about, man. But we gotta talk about the issues as well, man. We gotta talk about the issues. We gotta get the realness out there. We gotta get the honesty out there. We got a lot of people, man, intimidated right now and scared to talk. Scared to talk. Scared to tell the truth, man. And not always did I want to demonstrate a podcast, man, because the knowledge I have, wisdom that I have, man. The closed circle that I came from, man, didn't really believe in that, man. But I feel it my obligation, man, to teach, man, and one thing you'll hear me say a lot of times is charity starts at home before it's spread abroad. So once you are teaching your home and your nation is your home, once you're teaching your home and your kids, then you spread that knowledge and wisdom abroad. So, we talked about disparities in the black community as far as children were concerned. Disparities in black child health are heavily driven by systematic socioeconomic inequalities and unequal access to quality, culturally competent care. Right now, this is the disparities with black children, man. And yeah, I always come out with the children, man. I try to put something out there for the children because, man, obviously we know, as Whitney said it, man, and rest in peace to Whitney, man. We know the children are the future, man. You know what I mean? So, how we deal with our children right now, what we teach them, what we feed them, man, what we allow them to read, what we allow them to watch. All these things, man, are utterly important, man, in the raising of our children, especially with the concern of the way things are going on right now, man, and the level of importance it is, man, that we have strong children, strong, educated, morally correct children. Right now, again, I'm not. Shout out to Drip down there in Kansas City, man. You'll see that in my hand all the time. Shout out to David Jordan down there in KC, man. That Drip water. Brother got his own water down there, man. Shout out to David, man. The black youth, man, being our future, we got to make sure they tough, man. I'm talking about asymmetrical, man. I'm talking about sharp on all four corners, man. There's nothing wrong with being a square as long as you got four sharp corners, man. You know what I mean? So when we talk about our children, man, it is utterly important that we put an emphasis on that, on teaching our children, man. You know what I mean? It is nothing wrong with, being excellent mother, excellent father. You know what I mean? And shout out, man, to the excellent mothers and excellent fathers, man. So some of the key health indicators and disparities. Infant mortality, man, we talked about black babies are over twice as likely. Black babies are over twice as likely to die before their first birthday compared to white infants. This is largely tied to a higher rate of preterm births and low birth weight, with 14.3% of black infants born at a low birth weight. Come on, man, we got to get it together, man. We got to get together. We talk about we want to be here for the future, man, and shout out to those who are thinking about your future, because if you're not thinking about your future, man, then, you need to get with me on the life coaching side, because, we got some other things we need to talk about. Because, we ain't going nowhere, man. Understand that. Understand that, man. The nation is not going anywhere, man. And you need to get in the mind frame of tightening up, getting educated, educating those around you, man, for the future, because we don't know what we face. We don't even know what we face tomorrow, man. So stop playing. Asthma. So many of us face that challenge. Black children face significantly higher rates of asthma. They experience a 260% higher rate of emergency department visits and a 500% higher death rate from asthma compared to white children. A 500% higher death rate, right? Compared to our counterparts. So, we got work to do, man. We got work to do. These are modern stats, man. Nothing old about it. Coach Bell never bring you nothing old. These are modern stats, man. One thing about you'll find on this podcast here, it's nothing but educated information, man. This is nothing but stuff for you to eat, feed on, man, and better yourself on the road to becoming a master, man, in the Mind Muscle Mastery podcast. If you wasn't in the gym today, man, getting there tomorrow. If you ain't in the gym tomorrow, you better be on King Queen Fitness site back there, man, on the other side of me, doing something, man, because inactivity, man, leads to death. Let me just tell you that. And some coaches say, well, Coach Baby's kind of strong with that. Inactivity in the black community leads to hypertension, death, diabetes, things of that nature. And these are the things that lead to an expeditious and expedient death in the black community. So I'm not being over dramatic, right? I'm telling you to get yourself right. If you're looking at what's going on around you, man, and you think you may not have to fight, then you better think again. So when I come back, man, we're gonna talk about some things going on in the news. Get some of that going. We got so much stuff. There's so many things going on every day, man. And we try to keep up with it, man. We keep up with it best possible. Me and Nah, man, and some of it's disturbing, most of it's disturbing, man. But we bring it to you anyway. We bring you the facts. We will bring you the facts 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 10 o'clock. We bring you the facts, man. We bring it to you from a different perspective, man. From a perspective of a coach, man. A coach who has been there and done that, man. A coach who has been to college. A coach who has multiple certifications, who's owned businesses, things of that nature. From my wife, who's a professional in her field. So from the bottom to the top, man. And not even at the top. I don't consider myself at any top. I want to be here with you when the fight begins, man. If the fight begins, I want to be right here. I want to be right here with you when the fight begins, man. And that's real business. And that's real from Coach Bay. I'll be back in a minute, man. We're going to talk about some of this nonsense going on, man. We're going to talk about this 1-year-old boy who got killed down in Mississippi. Yeah, 1 year old, man, by the police. We'll talk about it. Okay, so I know everybody's like, oh shit. Coach Bay's about to go in on the police. No, I'm not a defund the police freak or none of those type of things. I believe, man, if we defund the police, man, then who gonna protect y'all, who don't want to get healthy to protect your damn self? You know what I'm saying? If we defund the police, man, who gonna protect some of our people, man, some of our elders? Let's be serious, though. Our elders, man, some of our women and children, man, who are single parents, man, who gonna protect them then? Because even right now today, while most of the brothers, most of the kings see that we under siege in our own communities, are you standing up now to protect the children or the women? And then you pointed to white men, are you standing up protecting the women from yourself? They said that they go Coach Bay with that realness, but that's what you'll get here. So anyway, man, young man got killed down in Mississippi, man. It's crazy, man. It is off the chain, bro. It's off the chain, man, with these police, man. With these police, I'm telling you, it's off the chain with these police, bro. You know what I mean? It's not funny, man, but sometimes you gotta laugh, man, to keep from snapping out. To keep from getting pissed off and saying the wrong thing, man. And getting your show in some trouble, man. So yesterday, or the dominant news, man, gripping Mississippi right now is the tragic police shooting of a 1-year-old boy named Cohen Wiley outside of Walmart in Centobia, which has sparked intense protests and local outrage. While the initial shooting took place on Sunday afternoon, June 14th, the story exploded into a national flashpoint over the last 24 to 48 hours. This escalation followed a night of heavy protests where police used tear gas on demonstrators, leading to a heavily guarded scene and a formal statement from the family attorney, Ben Crump. Shout out to Ben Crump, man. Shout out to Ben Crump, man. Shout out to the brother, man, because it ain't just because he's black and none of that, man. Shout out to the fact that he gets in every injustice situation that he deems as injustice, man. He gets in it and represents the people. The servant is worthy of his hire, so we're not mad at him for getting paid. I don't think he's overcharging, so we're not mad at him for getting his money. The servant is worthy of his hire, man. When you serve individuals, man, you are worthy of some type of compensation, man. In the eyes of man and in the eyes of God, don't ever Don't ever be confused about that, man. You're not supposed to go around, you don't have to go around slaving for free, nor should you, right? You got mouths to feed. So, tear gas on demonstrators, man. Ben Crump became their attorney. The timeline, I'm going to give you an exact timeline and breakdown of what happened, right? Right here, man, on Mind Muscle Mastery podcast, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what happened, balancing the official state and the narrative with family direct accounts. So the sequence of events. On June 14, 2026, the call around 2 p.m. Senatobia police officers and Tate County Sheriff's deputies responded to a standard shoplifting call at a local Walmart. The interaction. Police encountered two adults and a 1-year-old child heading into a vehicle in the parking lot. Now, this is this is the police statement that I'm reading. The shooting. An officer opened fire into the vehicle, critically injuring an adult passenger and striking 1-year-old Cohen Wiley, who was pronounced dead shortly after, right? The conflict, what actually happened, right? If you notice in there, you notice it was a blank spot missing in there, right? They came out, they were getting in the car, then there was a shooting. So let's find out. There are two sharply contrasting versions of the second leading up to the gunfire. The police MBI narrative, the Mississippi MBI's the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation states that as officers attempted to stop the vehicle, the driver steered directly towards an officer and almost struck them, prompting the officer to fire at the moving car in self-defense. The mother's narrative. The child's mother, Valencia Wiley, released a video through Ben Crump. She states that she was not involved in any theft and was just walking back to the car with her son. She claims that when police approached with guns drawn, they approached a lady and her son in Walmart parking lot with guns drawn. Now, this is the police down in Mississippi. So they walk up on a lady with her son, and they got their guns drawn now in Walmart. And let's not forget, the initial call is a shoplifter. So let's put this into context. I'm a black officer. I'm a white officer. I don't give a damn. Coach Bay don't care what officer you are. I'm an officer. I pulled up to a Walmart because I got a call about a shoplifter. Now let's just be real. Let's just be logical. Do I pull my gun on a lady and a child in the lot, even if I think she's the shoplifter? What the fuck is she stealing? A bomb? Come on, man. Let's be real, bro. Okay, so, child. So I pull my gun out, right? States. So she claims that when police approached with guns drawn, she's actually held her baby up in the air to show officers there was an infant in the vehicle. She states that the car was backing up, not driving at police, and that 3 to 4 shots rang out almost immediately after she set him back down. So, first of all, let me state this. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't have the video, but we will get it, and we will show it to you. So this is what she says. Now, what is happening right now with this situation? Okay, so what is happening right now with the situation is the officer is on leave, administrative leave. It is being investigated, and we will find out what happened. Obviously, we are in a situation politically, and it is unfortunate that we are in a situation politically where the DOJ Civil Rights Division is probably not going to be activated. Okay, let's just be honest. Let's just be upfront. You know, there was a time when we had Biden, which, you know, Sleepy Joe, but there was a time we had Barack Obama as well. Shout out to Barack. Always shout out to the first black president, man. Shout out to Barack, man, because there was a time when stuff went on in this country, man, that all of us would be like, damn, that's messed up, bro. Or even to one of our own, even to one of our white brothers and sisters, or Hispanic brothers and sisters. I mean, I've got brothers and friends of all races. So, something would happen and you'd be like, man, and then you would see on the news that the Justice Department was getting involved, right? Because it was an injustice. And never forget, man, Martin Luther King made a statement, right? He said that a justice anywhere, man, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. An injustice anywhere. Understand that, man. Understand that, bro. Understand that every injustice that goes on today, that goes by without being recorded and dealt with, is a threat to justice everywhere. Right now, we're on pins and needles. Well, some of us are. Some of us are on pins and needles, bro, about what may go on next with the administration, what will go on with Hispanics, what will go on with immigrants, what will go on with nationalized citizens. Right now, we're going to talk about in a second about the Supreme Court is getting ready to make some really important decisions. One of them is about birthright citizenship. And that's just absolutely crazy, bro. I have my own opinions about the invasion, the individuals who are living here illegally. I have my own opinion about that, but at the same time, just to kill birthright citizenship outright would just be freaking crazy, bro. That would be like absolutely crazy. Like I'm talking about some Stalin, Hitler type shit, bro. For real. Yeah. So I'm gonna come back, man. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about, before we get too heavy, man, something that was real funny to me. We're gonna talk about, man, and that's Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro's a fool, man. He made a statement the other day, bro, and the administration, they didn't like it. He got a lot of flack for it, man, because we're in a hostile environment. So the minute that you state your opinion and individuals deem it mostly MAGA, Europeans, maybe some people, whoever deems it that you're unpatriotic because you make a statement against America, there's something that you may not like or disagree with. Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. Immigrants built it. My people built it, man, on our backs. So if I want to say, you know what, man, I'm mad at America, man, and damn it right now, man, for what's going on, the injustices that's going on, I damn well got the right to do that on my skin. Okay, so when I get back, man, we're going to talk about Robert De Niro. Robert the fool, man. We'll be back in a minute. All right. We back. I had to cut my break short for this one. So Robert De Niro was at the awards the other day, man. He delivered a blistering, controversial speech declaring that he cannot love a country that's led by Donald Trump. He said he cannot love a country that's led by Donald Trump, comparing unconditional patriotism under the current administration to an abused spouse saying they love their abuser. Now, how about that? How about that? Huh? How about that? I'm talking about, hey, some of y'all laughing, man. Some of y'all laughing. Some of y'all think, hey, but look, it ain't funny. Because right now, man, for my Hispanic brothers and sisters, man, for a lot of my black brothers and sisters, for a lot of my poor white brothers and sisters, man, Asian brothers, we ain't getting a dime of the billions they stealing, man. All of us working class, man, the government workers, that all y'all that got fired, man, by Elon Musk and the cleanup job and all that, man. We ain't getting a dime of the billions that this dude is feeding his family and feeding himself and his friends. You know, we watch injustices every day, man, that occur to different people, black, white, blue, and whoever. Right? And we forced to watch the things that this dude does, man, and does all around the world. Not only here, but all around the world. America, man, has always been a loving country, man. We've always cared about other people. Right? We've never been for sale, man. Our help and everything ain't for sale. You know, we the most powerful country for a reason, man. God ordained that. Right? With the black nation, the diverse, and every other nation here. Right? So we give up that strength, man, with the stupidness, the racism, the separatism, the selfishness. Right? Again, shout out, you know, I call out my Christian brothers and sisters, man, where we at? Because I know I've read the Bible. I'm not a Christian. I've read the Bible front and back, the Torah, the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? The Quran, the Circle 7, right? The Book of Levi. I've studied all these across the board, and none of them say, go stealing here, taking oil, taking planes, raping women. Come on, man. Come on, man. Wake up. White folks, black folks, Hispanics, whoever's supporting this nonsense. They talk about how history gonna judge it, man. You better be worried about how God gonna judge it. So De Niro said, man, that, you know, in a controversial speech, that he can't love a country that was led by Donald Trump. The remarks were made on Sunday, June 14th, at Jane Fonda's celebrity-backed Rise Up, Sing Out concert in New York City, an event held to celebrate First Amendment, which we know Donald Trump, the administration, is against. The attack on Jimmy Kimmel, Coburn, you know, FCC, everything, The View, you know. They don't govern podcasts, but if they did, it'd be attack on me and attack on, you know, Rogan, probably attack on whoever, Joe, you know. So, I tell you what, man. I tell you what. I'm gonna show you. We check this out. I'm gonna play it for you. This is what he said.
Situation. Not even a little bit. I say, shut the f*** up. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to all of you who couldn't get tickets to the White House cage fight.
I told you, Robert Ford, man.
I'm devoted to our Constitution's First Amendment.
Yeah. That's right.
All parts of it, not
God.
just the free speech part. That said, I'm pretty close to being a free speech absolutist. Even speech, I don't like, and there's plenty of that around. So when I hear something I don't like, I use my own free speech to respond. Let me give you an example. When I hear Trump say, as he did a few days ago, I don't think about Americans' financial situation. Not even a little bit. I say, shut the f*** up.
Can't even be mad at him. Can't be mad at him.
On Wednesday, Trump said, I love the inflation. Now say it with me. Shut the fuck up. Trump said he won the 2020 election. Ready? Shut the fuck up. Try this at home. Your young kids will especially enjoy it. Last September, along with many of us on stage tonight, and many of you in the audience, I signed an ACLU letter protesting Jimmy Kimmel being taken off the air. The letter began, we the people must never accept government threats to our freedom of speech.
Real talk. That's real
Well,
talk.
of course. You're with me, right?
So,
Podbean.
you know, that's crazy, man. To feel like that, man, to have to feel like that in your own country, man, is crazy. But I don't knock him, man, and I don't got no quarrel with him. I don't got no ill feelings with him about it because he spoke the truth for the most part, man. And that's where we losing ourselves at, man. Right now, I don't know if we lost, as far as my white brothers and sisters, if we lost in this quest for power and dominance, I mean, are we willing to just turn our backs on everything that we see for that? When I think about those type of things, those type of questions, those type of answers, man, it takes me back to my mom, rest in peace, rest her soul, man, teaching me about the Bible and Revelations as a child. And I asked myself today, man, where are we, man? Where are we when anything is allowed to happen, man? When the president is a convicted rapist, convicted sex offender, where are we, man? When our Congress is voting, man, and to give our money away, to stop helping people. It's a question, man, that the wise should ask themselves. And for those who are not wise, man, then grab you somebody wise. Like that lady grabbed the back of Jesus' cloak, man, and asked them, man, what the hell is going on? You have no right to to get mad at an individual, man, who says that they mad at the U.S. right now, man, an individual that's been living throughout their lives. If you don't have a problem with what you see today, man, going on in politics and administration around the world, then, that's something, man, that you and God got to deal with. If you reach out to Coach B, talk to Coach Bay, we'll talk about it, but, that's something you and God got to deal with in the end, man. We got one more story, man. One more story. We're gonna touch on a couple more things, man. I'll be back in a second. Yeah. So we back. Anyway, so yeah, man, so now, I'm sorry, my bad. Now, we're gonna talk about, man, this Iran nuclear agreement, right? Obviously, all of y'all, I hope, been paying attention, man. We at war, or we were, maybe back, who knows? With Iran, man. Now, if you my age, I'm 46, man. Now, we grew up watching them people making deal with them, but not really, messing with them like that. But, shout out to Trump, man. Shout out to the Don, man, for going after him, man, trying to knock him down and trying to deal with him forever. He thought it was gonna be easy, it just wasn't, man. So shout out to him for trying, man. He's arrogant and hard headed, man. He's typical rich white male, bro. Rich male, period, really. Black, white, Hispanic, rich. You don't want to hear nothing. Can't be told nothing. So shout out to him for trying, though, man. You know what I mean? The current U.S.-Iran diplomatic agreement negotiated to end recent hostilities is structured as a memorandum of understanding, a MOU, focused on immediate de-escalation while setting the framework for 60 days of intensive negotiations regarding Iran's nuclear program. Right? So we're going to chill out with the fighting for a minute. Now, this goes back to what I said the first. You say we. Well, yeah, it's we because he's leading the country, yeah, but we all in the boat with him. So wherever you take us as far as war, we go together. And that's just, So don't crash us out is what I asked yesterday. Don't crash us out, bro. You know what I mean? Uh so so core components of the US Iran deal include Strait of Hormuz. The immediate, we all know the Strait of Hormuz has been a big point of contention over the last month and a half, man. It is a shipping lane, it is huge. Oil is shipped through it. Grain, all those type of things for different countries, man. Lower income countries ships through it. So when it stops, it backs up everything and it gets ugly. And that's exactly what happened when you see gas prices shoot up here in the U.S. and really around the globe. So part of this deal that he is getting so much flack for, maybe should, maybe should. I mean, part of the flack is because he kept trying to down Obama for what is it, the JPCOA, I believe it is. He kept trying to the JCPOA. Yeah, he kept trying to down Obama for doing that deal, when in all actuality, the deal he's doing right now is about the same deal, if not worse. So the Strait of Hormuz will be reopening immediately. Supposed to, well, it has already opened because Iran has been reportedly already sent some ships through. They had some oil in China that they just sold, and they got some ships through there. So business is functioning, right? Things are going on. The immediate reopening of the Strait of Hormuz to commercial shipping with safe, uncharged passage, reversing Iran's prior blockade. Ceasefire. The cessation of military operations and hostilities between U.S. and Iran forces. It'll be done. Ceasefire. Okay, so we're done shooting. Praise God for that, because, shout out to our men and women in uniform, man, all over the globe. These are the men and women that are protecting us, man. Black, white, and otherwise. So shout out, man, to those people, man. A big shout out, man, from the Mind Muscle Mastery Podcast. If not for you guys, man, who knows where we'd be. So shout out to the armed forces. So the fighting's going to stop, man. Our kids are going to be coming home, hopefully. Your kids, man. And so hopefully that nonsense is over. Nuclear commitments. Iran affirms it will not pursue nuclear weapons. Now, this is going to be a sticky point, a point of contention. We'll see, because, over 100 years, we ain't been able to believe them. 47 years, I believe it is. They've been lying, playing games. So who knows about that? Tell you what, but I hope they don't get a nuclear weapon, because they're not very happy with Israel. So, and the Don expressed that what they would do with a nuclear weapon. So again, shout out to him for trying to keep him from having one. I mean, it was a situation he thought he can get in, thought he can get out easy, and that's not the case. Nuclear commitments, they affirm they will not pursue a nuclear weapon. Both nations have a 60-day window to negotiate specific limits on Iran's enriched uranium stockpiles and address broader nuclear and regional security issues. I don't know how often you watch the news. It's our job to follow it, bring it to you. But I'll tell you this right now from Coach Bay, that 60 days to iron this out ain't long enough. And that's what's got everybody feeling like it's bullshit. Because everybody knows it's not long enough, including the people who keep talking about it on the news, the administration, and everybody else. Most people are skeptical. Marco Rubio, Ratliff of the CIA, everybody's skeptical, man. They know Iran. We've been dealing with Iran for 47 years, but the Don wants to pull out. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you, this is his level of responsibility, man. Y'all elected him, bro. With the future, with the past that he had, he never had a responsible past, but you elected him anyway. So, nuclear commitments, man. Iran won't do anything nuclear. They'll talk about it for 60 days. That's not long enough. I think JPOA was for 2 years before they had that. The Obama deal was 2 years, even trying to get them type of commitments. So, sanctions and economics. This is another sticky point. Frameworks for potential future sanctions relief are tied to Iran meeting U.S. demands regarding its nuclear program and the funding of proxy groups. The agreement, here we go. The agreement also outlines a $300 billion, that's with a B, billion reconstruction fund for Iran backed by regional partners, to which the U.S. is not contributing. I don't believe that either. So, That's the thing, you know. Enforcement. The United States has stated if Iran fails to comply, military actions remain on the table. Note, just a note, uh, the recent framework follows and attempts to build upon the limits initially set by the original 2015 Iran deal, JCPOA, which imposed strict restrictions on Iran's centrifuge counts and uranium stockpiles in exchange for sanctions relief. So, this ain't that, you know, and so much attention is coming to the Don, and so much attention needs to come to the Don because he spent all that time, you know, talking about President Obama, Barack, and the deal that they did when you turn around and do a worse deal. You know, so, you know, so much stuff like that is why people look at our president right now like a clown. You know, so it's what it is, man. That was today's show, man. There's so much news every day, man. You know, that was today's news. We'll be back Sunday with more. Thank everybody, man, for tuning in. Tell your friends, man. Tell your family, man. This is where the real is. Shout out, man, to everybody, man, who supports the podcast, man. Shout out to Drip, man, down there in Kansas City. Also, man, we got some interviews coming up. Shout out to former councilman Brandon Ellington, 3rd District at Large in Kansas City, who's now running for Jackson County Legislature, man. A real good dude, man. A dude for the community, man. A dude who's not gonna let us get burned, man, and get screwed over, man. And that's why they got rid of Brandon. You know, they came together, man, and they put the money behind the opponent of Brandon, man, and they got Brandon out of there, bro. And you know, he's before his time, man. So our people, man, which pisses me off so fucking bad because our people, man, don't get out there and vote, bro. You know, we don't get out there and use the power, man, that our people died to give us. You know, we let these people put people in places for us, man. We let these people pick people to govern us. Stand up, man, and be willing, man, be ready to govern yourself, man, because there's a time coming, man, when you may be forced to. Coach Bay, man, you know what I mean? Again, thank everybody for coming in, man. Tell your friends and your family, man. We got Brandon Ellington coming up for a guest. We got Charles, man, Cicero. He's out of multimillionaire, man, out of California, man. He owns Sitting in Charles Jewelry, man, over there, man, and just a real good dude. He's about 75 years old, man, and he's going to talk about, you know, how things were, man, the change that he's seen as far as social justice, man, the black community, things he's been able to watch because he's Italian, you know, and we got some other guests coming up, man, but that's just 2 men coming up in the near future, man. We got some forums coming out. You want to be on the podcast, give us a call, man. Next podcast, we'll have some numbers up for you to call, man. Right now, you can always hit me. You can always hit us on Gmail, King and Queen Fitness 7, King and Queen Fitness 7 at gmail.com. Dom at kingqueenfit.com. You can get with us, man. 775-675-4678. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I'll see y'all Sunday, man. Y'all stay out of trouble, man. Stay real to yourself. Peace.